So here's the update on what's going on around here with the immigrants. They have moved out into the suburbs more and more and more outside of Chicago, and they are making a name for themselves in the retail theft part of the criminal industry, right? They are really making a name for themselves. They're stealing from Macy's, from Kohl's, any kind of shopping centers that they can get tags and clothes and stuff off of. They just start putting them on and they just walk out of the store. Some of them are so stupid to return after the police are called and people know that something has been stolen and they report it to authorities. They come back while the authorities are still there. It's like, what the heck? And then there's like some kind of clause or something like that stating because it's not a felony or whatever, this retail theft, or I don't know how the hell it's exactly explained. Well, somebody's out here revving up their engine. Sounds like shit. They get let go. They don't keep them in jail. They just let them go. So, and there's a ton of them actually wanting to leave right now or trying to find means to leave right now, which I'm thankful for. Leave, go. I hope it gets colder. I hope it gets fucking freezing to the point where they all want to leave that are on the street, to be honest with you. The cold right now may be our best friend in this situation because these people coming up from Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, they don't know what they're in store for when they get here. That's right. Right now outside it's like 25 degrees. Yesterday it was down to like 17, 14 degrees, somewhere in there. It's cold here. If you come here thinking that you're gonna just get asylum or you're gonna get assistance right away, most of you are not. Some of you may. Some of you have, which is pretty sad that you could just walk right into some sanctuary state and now automatically start getting assistance. But I was talking to a gentleman yesterday that his wife is one of the people that work for the city that process these illegals in, and he said, Rich, right off the bat, they get like $2,500 to spend on like whatever they want, food, necessities, and stuff like that. And then they get a couple $1,000s for like clothing and food stipends, or not food stipend, furniture stipend stuff. They try to get them in a home once they're being processed, and they have up to a year in Section 8 style housing. There's a couple different options and plans for these people, but he said that's one of the options. There's different ways that they figure out how much money they get if they have children and everything else. They almost, like how they look at taxing us, is how they look at giving to them. The more kids we have, the more property we have, and all this other stuff the more we would end up saving and getting back with our children at the end of the year. Well, now they're getting those tax dollars and stuff. The more children they have and the more responsibility that they have to take care of, I guess there's a different bracket for what money they receive, and that all changes, and nobody knows what that clearly is. We just know that they're getting it's like also $1,200 a month towards, if they don't want the Section 8 housing or the housing that the government's providing, they could find their own homes if the people agree for them to move in there, and they get up to like $1,200 a month or something like that towards rental, like rent or lease or whatever it may be. Hell if I know. I just know that right now is a really, really bad time for us, and it sucks because I have to carry the peace pipe everywhere on me now. Over the last 4 or 5 days, especially over this past holiday weekend, there were people in our area. Let's move on to a different segment. The robberies around where I am in Chicago went through the roof. I guess for about 4 days straight, on and off around the Brighton Park area and further outside of it, there were young black men between the ages of 15 and 20 that were just driving around everywhere, young guys, and they were just pulling up on people at food trucks and outside grocery stores and the taco stands and everything else. And they were just pulling their pistols on people saying, give me all your phones and give me all your money. Everybody here right now. If there's a couple people in line, they all got their shit taken. It wasn't just one. It was all of them. And they do this. They go into businesses and like Subways while people are in line trying to order their food around lunchtime, or when they know there's going to be a line full of people, and they pull their guns out on people. People get scared and they give up their cell phones and their cash. And over the weekend, they said it was several. The taco man Monday morning. Over the weekend, it was the food truck in front of El Guero. There was a grocery store where they did it at. There was another convenience store where they did this, drive right up to people, walk right around them with their pistols pulled and say, give me your cell phones and give me your money. So we're fighting a double front right now. We're fighting this uptick in these youth getting away with stuff like this because they don't prosecute them here in Chicago. They just let them go, and then they have to come back for a court date. And the same with these Hispanic people coming from Venezuela and stuff that are doing all this retail theft and their crime, which their crime has risen as well with the drugs and the gang affiliation and stuff. They don't have to, what is it called? It's called no cash bail or something like that, where they get let go right away, and then they have to come back to a court date later. They ain't coming back to that court date. They came here illegally and they don't have anything, and they're in retail stores stealing stuff. You think they're going to come back a month later when you set a court date? They ain't going to be there. Come on. Seriously. Anyhow, you know, that's the update on what's going on in my neck of the woods. And the migrant stuff here. The theft with the migrant stuff is just really climbing. The amount of concern for how cold it is and where they're going to be is really, really an issue. And a lot of them going home right now because of how cold it is, that kind of acting as our friend in disguise. And then a lot of robberies around me. A lot. So keep strapped, keep the pipe, keep the peacemaker on you, and do your best to keep your head on a swivel and pay attention to your surroundings, because shit's getting real. Y'all be blessed.